Hey, so I've been working on this robot arm for the past couple days, and it's got I've been having fun with it. It's got all these assets I'm going to be releasing pretty quick here in a tutorial on how to rig something like this. Although it's all just a bunch of layered IK constraints, but yeah. So one of the things I'm excited about is actually very basic, but it's this dust on top because I'm a dirty boy and I live in filth. And this is a picture from the top shelf in my office. It's just every horizontal surface has dust on it, and that's a very easy thing to replicate with nodes. And so like this is maybe a bit much, but I've got this slider here, and I can be like no dust, all the dust, and you can just kind of dial it in. So I wanted to go through really quick how to make something like this. So let's jump over on into Eevee. It looks basically the same, and I'm gonna delete this node group, and we'll just start from scratch. So the first thing we need is a normal map node right here, and here I can turn on the old screencast. Boop boo. Yeah. And what a normal map does is it tells you which orientation a face is facing. So if we let's see. I'm holding down Control and Shift and clicking, and that gives me a viewer node, which shows me just what this specific node looks like. And you can see if something's looking this way on the y-axis, probably, it's all green. If there's no green, it's pointing this way. Same with red is this way, no red's this way. And looks like blue is up. Blue is up, no blue is down. And that's really cool. So if we add a converter separate RGB, we can actually see any of those channels. So this is, you can see if they're facing this way or this way and that way, and up and down. And this is exactly the pattern we want the dust to fall in. So you might be thinking, wow, this works really good, but what if an object like flips upside down? It's like, well, the dust is still on the top, which doesn't make much sense for animation, but also at the same time, if an object is cartwheeling all over, it probably wouldn't have that much dust on it, so, okay, so what we want to do with this is just, I'm going to create a mix shader here, mix shader, and into one side, I'm going to plug our original material. This is all of the material for the metal arm. You just want to throw this right in at the end between your final node and the material output node. Oh, boop. Yeah, so I'm just making this as a final pass. It's basically a dust pass. So let's see, into one side we're going to put our original material, and into the other we're just going to put our dust, which is just going to be a diffused thing. Maybe, I don't know, make it a little orange. You can make it make sense for your scene. Maybe dust is a little bit bluish or whatever. I'm turning up the roughness. Don't know if it actually makes a difference. And the mix factor is just going to be this blue channel right here, and it's as easy as that. Here, I'm going to get rid of this viewer by Control-Shift clicking on this final node here, and let's see what it did. Oh, look, that did it. So unfortunately what it's doing is it's using the positive values to add the dust, but it's also using the negative values to just like multiply by negative, which is not what we want. So I'm going to add a converter clamp node here, and let's see if this fixes it, just between 0 and 1. Yeah, that does. Okay, so now it can't be doing a multiplying by negative value is all. So this is good. This is very intense dust. This is 100% dust, which is probably more than we want. And it also would be a pain if we have a lot of objects to copy and paste this node setup onto everything in the scene. But there's a thing we can do with groups. Here we have our mahogany monkey here, and let's put some dust on there. So I'm going to select everything here. Yeah, I'm going to select everything here. Maybe I'll tweak this in a second. I don't exactly remember how I did this. And hit Control G, and that turns it into a group. And anything that's in this group we can apply anywhere else. So I want to name it real quick, and you might think you just put it here, dust. But if you hit Shift A and try to add that group, you'll see there is no dust here. And you might think, oh, it's the label. That would make sense. Nope, it's under properties right here. We're going to make this dust. And now, if we hit Shift A under group, we'll have our dust. So I'm going to hop over to the mahogany monkey here, and look at this material setup. Shift A, add our dust, slip it in there, and it is that easy. So we have options right now. One of my favorite things about groups is you can easily add sliders to them. So if I hit Tab to go into them here. So this is too much dust, and so what I might do here is add a shader, a mix shader, and just mix in This is the coming into the dust node. I'm just going to take that original dust and mix that back in. And so now we can control the global dust values, which is pretty nifty. So I'm going to keep this one inside the group so I can tweak the global dust. But before that one, I'm going to put a different mix shader, because we're making node spaghetti here right now. And for that, let's see, I'm going to do the exact same thing here. So just another mix shader that goes between the original and full dust. But I'm going to drag this mix factor. Here, let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see what's going on. I'm going to drag this mix factor over here into this empty group input socket. And that means when we tab out of the group, we now have this new slider added. And if we want to be all fancy, we can open this up and let's see, what's node, rename it to dust amount of dust. Yes, we tab back out and it gives us our new dust amount of dust slider, which is very good. And so this is kind of the final control, because for this one, because this is outside the node, we can control the dust on a per object basis. And if you want to tab back in, you can control the global amount of dust, which is just, it's a nice thing to be able to fine tune, I suppose. So that I really like this. Again, not complex, but I'm definitely going to be using it. It adds a nice cohesion. So yeah, I know this is a little bit messy, but I hope that's useful.